I'm out of the jungle and I'm onto the mince slice. This is my third family pack. I'm out of the jungle. For those of you who do not know, I was on a show called I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I think the word celebrity was bandied about a little bit much for me. It was sort of like, maybe should have been called I'm a Celebrity, and Tanya is also on this show. So here's some Q&A. Do you want to do an intro? Come up here and do the intro for the Q&A. So this is just do like question and answer with Tanya, something about the jungle. I'll leave you to do it.
It's the Jungle Q&A with Tanya. You write the question, she's got the answers.
That was surprisingly good.
Yeah, it was actually. I surprised myself.
Do you want to stay for the Q&A?
Do you want me to?
No.
No, alright.
Thank you.
No worries.
Here's some of the questions. How much weight did you lose? I lost 9/10 kilos. I've been out of the jungle for I think 7 days, and I've put on 9 to 10 kilos.
That's a lot.
No, I probably have gained about 5 though, because you're on.
Way. You're very thin.
I am skinny. You eat 800 calories a day, sometimes 600. Because sometimes you just like, I can't eat the rice and beans, so sometimes you go without food. And going without food makes you crazy, which is why I cried about a sock. I went crazy. Plus I had a UTI. I don't need to make excuses, okay? I lost it about a sock. I own it. I'm sorry. One of the questions is, how much of it is scripted? Do they prompt you to talk about things? None of it is scripted, and we are never ever prompted by producers. Never at all. In fact, we don't even really see the producers at all. Literally at all. When you go into the Tok Toki, which is the little sort of booth with the spears and stuff behind, it's like a confessional. That's just a camera pointing at you and a producer speaking to you, so you can't see producers. The only time you ever see producers is when you're doing the trials, and that's when you go out of camp. And even then, they really want you to stay inside the jungle bubble, so they're not like, hey girl, because they don't want to tamper with the chemistry that exists. So it's very much your jungle campmates are everything, which is quite good. The other thing is the producers do have an intercom that talks into camp, so they'll press it and we'll hear it. So like, Tanya, can you come to the Tok Toki? Or they press it down and go, Tanya, there's a scorpion on your bed. Or Miguel, can you please stop playing with that stick? Or hey, there's spiders in the toilet. And you're like, cool. Another thing to be afraid of. Oh, one question is, if you don't have a trial, what do you do all day? Great question. Nothing. If you don't have a trial, you'll go to the waterfall for a little bit, you'll debate the meaning of life for a lot, and then we'll probably cry in the afternoon. No, you do nap a lot, so you probably nap, have a chat. Not a lot. Were you really electrocuted? Yeah. It didn't hurt though. I didn't hate it. Not saying like I want to introduce it sexually, but like I didn't hate it. I kind of liked it. That was my favorite trial. So there's a question here that's like, food, is it real or for the camera? If you're talking about the trials, the trial food is real. The stars that are on each particular food item refer to how difficult it is to ingest, because all the producers try all of it before you do it. So for me, I drank this thing with like cockroaches and scorpions, and it smelled like mouse poo. I can't even think about it. Was worth 3 stars because it was really difficult to eat, and it's real. And after it, they don't give you a mint or like a biscuit or anything. You taste it in your mouth for so long afterwards, and you can't. Someone asked who my favorite celebrity was. I liked everyone in there for different reasons. My favorite was probably Charlotte. We got on the best. And she's a clubbing, sort of going out chick, and I'm a sitting down, do nothing chick. But I just was fascinated by her. She is who she is. She's unapologetic, she's real, she's fearless, and she's a cool woman. And I've texted her a lot since we've been out, and I really miss her. Someone asked what the highlight was. There's a lot of highlights. It was really, really hard. I have to stress it was really hard, especially having anxiety. And, I am on antidepressants as well. But I feel like I had a great time as well. Like, really hard, but really rewarding. The trials were the easiest part. My own mind was the hardest part. Do you really not have a phone or a laptop? No, they take your phone away 24 hours before you go in, and when you get out, they still don't give it to you for ages. I think it's like a good 8 hours after you get out, that's when they give you your phone back. It's so annoying. And then someone has asked, what was your personal hygiene like? Well, it's not great at home, so it was even worse in the jungle. Like I went days without showering. I wore the same bra for 3 weeks and I sweated so hard in there. Yeah, it really took a dip. There were some parts of like the lack of hygiene that I kind of liked. I was like, optional showers, great. And everyone stunk so much that, you know when your hair smells when you haven't washed it in ages? No one cared, / no one could smell it because it just smelled like disgusting in there. Maybe they could. I remember Rhonda one day was like, do you reckon you should have a shower? And I was like, nah. And then later I was like, I think she was like saying, you should have a shower. So someone wrote, do you walk to and from the trials? And that is a great question. So yeah, you do walk to and from the trials. So once you find out you're on a trial, they'll tell you how long you've got to go. And then they'll say, you know, everyone get excited, they're leaving. And you are excited because you want them to do well and you want to hype them up. So you'd leave the camp and then you walk for a little bit to where you need to be. Then they'll put a blindfold on you. They don't want you to know how close catering is. But you can smell it. Like one day I was like, God damn it, they're having lasagna. And I'm having like beans. I want to stab everyone in here. Put you in a car, and again, they would blindfold you in the car, then you get out, still blindfolded, and then you would find out what the trial is when you got there. And that was very stressful for me because I was like, ugh, what are we gonna be doing? But once you were there, it was fine. It was just the not knowing. And then you'd finish the trial, blindfold, go back on, drive back, blindfolds, walk back into camp, and then they change your microphones. The other weird thing is, so they change your microphones, batteries twice a day, once in the afternoon. And again, you don't know what time it is or what day it is. So they would, all the crew would conceal their watches and conceal their phones around us so we couldn't figure out what time it was. But I was like, why does it matter? But yeah, so we would get our batteries, my batteries changed in the afternoon. I'd say like 4 o'clock. And then they would come into the camp maybe 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning and change them whilst we were asleep. And it'd be the weirdest thing because you'd be asleep and there was like someone who smelled like deodorant. And you were like, ooh, they're not from us. They're not campmates, like what? And it was someone changing your battery. It was so friggin' weird. Here's a weird fact. We didn't get to keep any of our jungle clothes, no jungle shoes, nothing. I stole one of my tops, but it was super weird. They took our bags, our water canteen, like everything. We weren't allowed to keep anything. I didn't mind because mine reeked. But yeah, it was weird that they took everything. Anyway, so I basically think that is it for today. I can't monologue anymore. I hope you enjoyed this style of video. It's been so compelling. Tom has actually fallen asleep. Tom.
Huh?
Are you serious?
What?
Did you fall asleep?
I dozed off.
Thanks, Thomas. Tom!
What?
Oh, he's asleep again.
No, I'm not. I was just resting my eyes.
If you want to see more of this style of content, I don't know, is this what you guys like? Do you like this or do you like it when I'm like, here's some jokes? I don't even know. Whatever. Let me know what you want to see more of. This year, I've got a big year. I've got my book coming out, some more cosmetics coming out, some more live touring coming out, and hopefully some international touring as well. Until then, I hope this piece of content has put you to sleep. Goodbye.